My name is Nikki Wiesenfeld. I'm a business development and hotel community manager here at Tablet and Michelin Guide. I just celebrated my 17-year anniversary with Tablet. And I am based on the west coast of the US in Portland, Oregon. And I manage markets mostly on the west coast, but I also manage Germany and Canada. So if there's anyone in here from any of those markets, hello. And then I'll let Marie-France introduce herself as well.
Thank you so much, Nikki. Yes, so my name is Marie-France Perel, and I have not been at Tablet/Michelin Guide for as long as Nikki, but it's getting up there. I just celebrated, or about to celebrate, my 14 years at the company. I oversee different markets, basically in the world, primarily France, as well as the Nordic countries. And I am based in New York, and yeah, it's just a pleasure to all meet you. We have a couple folks in the crowd today that you already may be familiar with. I'll point out to Kat, who's here, whom I'm sure you've chatted with in the past. Kat, I don't know if you wanted to quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Marie-France. Hi, everyone. I'm Kat. I am a regional business development manager, and I'm based in New York as well. I've been with the company for about 6.5 years now, and I oversee a group of markets, including New York and the southern United States, as well as Portugal, Japan, the Caribbean, and the Middle East. And it's so nice to see all your faces.
Thank you so much. I think it's safe to start now, Nikki, if that's good for you.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, great. Okay, so, well, basically Tablet Hotels was really born on the premise that essentially that in this day of age, there's so many options for travel planning that it can be, frankly, just overwhelming. So Tablet came in with the idea of helping customers cut through that noise and truly find the best hotels in the world. So essentially, Tablet wanted to help customers find incredible places they may not have otherwise found on their own. So ultimately, we really wanted customers to focus on the fun part of traveling and have truly incredible booking experiences. And in some ways, it's fair to say that Michelin, much earlier on, offered a very similar experience with the paper version of the guide, which is now over 100 years old. In 2018, Michelin purchased Tablets, and we are now one company. So it's absolutely fair game for me to tell you that today, Michelin is my employer. We just have decided as a company to keep both brands, both Tablet Hotels and obviously the Michelin Guide. Our selection is unique, and I want to mention that is also identical whether you are on Tablet Hotels or on the Michelin Guide. And our curation process goes through the exact same process for both of these platforms. And we look at various criteria that are listed on this slide. So essentially, our selection team handpicks every hotel part of the hotel selection on Tablet Hotels and the Michelin Guide. These individuals, they're known as inspectors, and they work anonymously and independently from the business side of things. They're full-time employees at the company. And here are the 5 criteria that they based the selection on. And for the sake of reading them out loud, I will do so because it is important. We're looking for hotels, inspectors are looking for hotels that show excellence in interior design and architecture, hotels that are highly individual, reflecting personality and authenticity. as well as hotels that are consistently providing quality in service. I do want to point out that customer service is, in general, in the general sense, is a huge component for us. It really is in our DNA. So this is obviously something that we all care about. We also look at hotels that are basically a destination into themselves. So having the hotel contribute to the local experience. And then finally, we're looking for hotels that deliver an extraordinary experience for its price. So we're really looking at the value that the customer will get from the price that he or she or they are spending. Obviously, it makes absolute sense that we will give special consideration for hotels providing high quality food experiences, because after all, we are the Michelin Guide. And then we also do give also special consideration, because that is key and dear to our heart, is for hotels demonstrating sort of strong commitment to sustainability and local communities. Here in this slide, you'll basically have a snapshot of a few numbers for both brands, for Tablet Hotels and the Michelin Guides. They're, I mean, as you can see on the slide, pretty straightforward to grasp. As mentioned earlier, Tablet has been around for over 20 years now, and we feature really properties all around the world. And at the end of 2018, as I mentioned also earlier, we were acquired by the Michelin Guide. And we're now the official hotel selection for the Michelin Guides. And when going to the Michelin Guide, you will also see restaurants and hotels hand by hand, which does absolutely make us extremely unique. So both brands, and again, I'm going to repeat this a lot because it's really important for you to integrate, and that is absolutely what I want you to keep in mind when you leave this webinar, is really for both brands, we have identical selections. So, and we also do share very similar customer profiles, just also because both brands do have a shared mission in selecting the best of the best in hospitality. So you can tell obviously by these social media numbers that the Michelin Guide brand has the global brand awareness and high prestige when you compare to Tablets. Yeah, and so finally, you'll note that we don't necessarily work with the biggest hotel chains. We really seek the best of the best. So we're super keen into also finding independent hotels and who offer sort of incredible experiences. Again, I want to point out that it's key that we choose hotels, not destinations. We are absolutely obsessed with finding basically the best hotels. And now I wanted to give you a little bit of another snapshot of what our platforms, what our digital platforms look like. So you'll see that, to no surprise, the selection lives on the Tablet desktop sites, as well as the Tablet Hotels iOS and Android apps. And each and every one of your property has a dedicated hotel page and is bookable again on both Tablet and the Michelin Guide website. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the Michelin Guide website, as well as the Michelin Guide iOS and Android apps. So please, if you have not done so already, I really, well, actually, we all really encourage you to download the Michelin Guide app, as well as the Tablet Hotels apps, so that you can view what your hotel page looks like. And that gives you basically the best, it will give you the best light into how our customers view your property. And so when they're about to make a booking or considering your property to book, that is how they view you. So it's really, really important for you to do so. And now I will pass it on over to Nikki.
Thank you so much. I also just want to point out too that while we are front-facing two separate brands, and as Marie-France pointed out, the selection is the same on both sides. It also, the way connectivity works and the way bookings come through is also the same on the back end. So the selection is the same, everything is the same except for the two brands front-facing. So we've talked a little bit about who we are, but we also want to speak on kind of what makes us different from other OTAs. As Marie-France, or as we mentioned, we have that restaurant unique element of the restaurant selection within the Michelin Guide. And so we have this curation for both restaurant and hotels. So when we have users coming to the Michelin Guide site to search for restaurants, we're kind of able to expose them to hotels, and vice versa. When users search for hotels, they're exposed to restaurants. So really an opportunity to get your hotels in front of so many more users, and really have the two selections complement each other when these users are planning their trips. As far as we know, no other OTA has this element of a curated restaurant selection. And of course, we have the trusted brand names of Tablet that's been around for 25 years, Michelin over 100 years, these trusted brand names behind these selections. You can kind of see on this how this is on the Michelin Guide app, how it looks. So users can filter when they're searching for restaurants. They can filter restaurants that are within Michelin selected hotels and look at more details. So it's kind of another way we're sort of capturing that user base that has already existed for so long with Michelin Guide. We also are very unique because we have an editorial and lifestyle component. So we have an entire editorial team that's dedicated to kind of bring together the entire lifestyle side of the hotel industry, right? And highlighting the best of hospitality for both hotels and restaurants. So again, this is kind of another way that we capture these users who are interested in both gastronomy and looking for hotels and keep them engaged as loyal clients. We'll talk a little bit more about some other features that we have that kind of make us unique, but I also just want to touch a little bit on our clients and how they also are, you know, so unique and wonderful and kind of make us a little bit special as an OTA. So we like to say we're not your typical OTA, and our clients are definitely not your typical hotel guests. So our clients are affluent and well-traveled. They generally have high net worth. They book higher ADRs than average. They're very engaged. They want more than just a bed to sleep in. They really want to be wowed. So the largest number of our users are based in the US. This would be for Tablet users, it's about 55% in the US and 30% from Europe. For Michelin, it's a little bit higher from Europe. But the top cities that account for about a quarter of all website traffic comes from New York, LA, London, San Francisco, and Paris. And as you can see on this slide, this is info that's revealed from a qualitative study of Tablet and Michelin customers. And you can see there's kind of a lot of data that's in line with what I just said, where our users are very meticulous. They like to thoroughly plan their trips. They're willing to spend more for highly rated hotels. And in fact, even though we know as an OTA, we capture a small volume of room nights booked through the larger OTA world, our ADR is about 2 to 3 times higher than the average because our users are really spending their money on these incredible hotels and incredible hotel experiences. So our customers are experience seekers. They are aware of the food scene, which obviously makes sense. They'll eat at Michelin rated restaurants. They also find sustainability important, and they practice sustainability in their own lives. They also like to try new things. And if they like something, they will tell people about it. So we know that they're very, as I said before, engaged and vocal, and they really care about where they stay. So what keeps our users coming back? These incredible users that I just raved about for a few minutes. How do we, keep them booking with us? So a little bit of this is kind of a summary or a wrap up of this section of who we are, but this is kind of what we offer to our users. So our curation, of course, as we've already talked about, we have this curation of incredible and consistent hotels all over the world. And this is kind of where we really gel with these users who are, wanting these amazing hotel experiences. We also, as Marie-France mentioned, have incredible customer service. We have a diverse, well-traveled, incredible team of travel specialists. They support our clients before, during, and after their reservations. It's really, they develop relationships with our clients. The service that they offer is really concierge grade. They interact with our users in many, many different ways, but they help clients choose hotel and restaurants during their trips. They troubleshoot any challenges. It's really, we're just super lucky to have them, and they really make the experience for our clients. And speaking of experience, we are really kind of obsessed with a streamlined, clean, perfect digital experience. We know that booking a hotel starts with browsing on the internet, and that can mean dealing with a lot of ads and irrelevant info and noise, as we said before. And because we want hotels to be organized and pleasant and clean, hopefully, and a great experience, we want our website to be the same. So we don't have any clutter, we don't have any ads. We want it to be as beautiful as possible and inspiring as possible, just as we know your hotels are. And of course, make it as easy as possible to convert and to make bookings. And then finally, Plus, which is our VIP marketing program. It's our signature program that allows paying customers to benefit from VIP privileges when they stay at Plus participating hotels. And we will talk a little bit more about that and what that means for you in a couple of minutes. And then now that we've gone over, kind of finished who we are, Marie-France is going to come back and talk about how you can best optimize your listing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nikki. So really what we mean by that is, what drives our conversion rate, essentially the conversion rate on your hotel page. So on this slide, we've listed the main elements that influence our customers' conversion. To no surprise, I think, the first one is competitive pricing. I think you all know that being in parity with other channels is really essential, no matter what our clients' budgets will be. It's safe to assume that no one wants to pay a premium, especially booking a hotel, and especially being a smart traveler today with MetaSearch and notably Google Hotel Search Finder. We do offer many avenues to have your hotel in parity and special ways to achieve that. So for example, we have gated member-only rates, and as well as seasonal promotions with marketing visibility. And we'll go over that actually in the next slide. But before that, and as Nikki mentioned, the second pillar is really our compelling Plus program. Because it is our job at the company to make our mutual guests really feel special, feel heard, and have their needs addressed. And Plus does that exactly. So we work on these goals by offering benefits and privileges to these special customers. And then the last pillar is obviously an incredible hotel experience. It starts with the curation process, obviously. It is a big part of the reason clients will book with us. But it's not just that, because they also these customers need to rely on guest reviews and be sure that previous guests were satisfied with their stay. And we want to make sure that they still want to book a stay at your hotel again, and that they can then share their experience with their friends and family, so on and so forth. So it's really, again, three main pillars that do play a major role in your conversion rates. So in terms of competitive pricing, which we went over earlier, you'll see on this slide, you'll learn a little bit more about the different options that you have if you're not familiar with them already. So we have our public sales, which are running essentially every 2 weeks. These are offers that are available to every visitor on the sites. And because of that, they will obviously reach your biggest audience. These are also rates that are more likely to be featured in newsletters and marketing campaigns. So just be sure to keep that in mind. And your business development manager will absolutely share our upcoming sales so that you're aware of what our calendar is. And I should say, before I jump to the next rate, is that generally these are set up as flash sales or limited time sales because of that 2-week booking window. Then we have our member rates that are listed in the middle of this slide. These rates are private, and they usually, I would say, are the most popular option for deeper discounts, or if you prefer to have a long-standing rate because they're not visible on metasearch. So typically speaking, I would say we would see hotels offering, for instance, a 10% discount throughout the year on all of their parent rates, so on their bar rates as well as on their non-refundable rates. And then moving on to the Plus member offers, which are on the right hand of the slide. These are very similar to insider rates, with the difference of being available only to our paid members. So this is really an opportunity to target our best customers with an incredible promo. In many cases, we should say that Plus member rates usually have an additional 5% to 10% markdown of a member rates. So again, keep that in mind. And although they're not on this slide, we also want to mention that we do have mobile only rates. So that means, just like their name, they're available only on mobile devices and of course on tablets and Michelin Guides app. And speaking of exclusive rates, and I was referring to them earlier specifically when I was talking about public rates and also member rates, we will most definitely be able to give your property more visibility if you do offer exclusive rates. These offers come with like free marketing opportunities for boost on visibility, like newsletters, like you see on this slide. They're sent to our list of more than 1 million subscribers, and they also live in our magazine, as well as at times on the homepage of both Tablet and Michelin Guides. So also, just so you know, we also make sure that these promotions receive social media exposure on both brands as well. So yeah, again, if this is something that's interesting to you, specifically in periods of need where maybe there's a little bit of a travel slowdown in specific destinations that you have in mind, please really take advantage of these offers because we do see a boost in booking volumes when hotels do decide to participate. And now moving on to the Compelling Plus program that we've been referring to for quite some time now. I mean, it is honestly another great suggestion to really enhance your conversion rates by joining this VIP program. So as Nikki mentioned, Plus is our VIP travel club. It's made by clients that buy an annual membership with us. And these are, without a doubt, they are our best and most loyal clients. We know that you've most probably, and if not, then maybe we have failed you, but I'm 100% convinced that you've been introduced to Plus during the onboarding process. And whether or not you have decided to join, this is also right now, this is a good opportunity for you to know more about the program, but most specifically, know that this is really the best way to increase production and get the highest ADR bookings basically in our channels. So essentially, why is it so interesting for you as a property to join? Well, as this slide clearly states, it does offer essentially really key sales and marketing benefits. So by offering these VIP level perks to our customers that can be tailored basically based on the property, you will receive the following. #1 priority ranking, which is huge, specifically in high volume destinations, because it really helps customers decide which property to book. You will also get as well a plus icon to differentiate you from non-plus properties, which is also extremely important. I forgot the second one, but also just know that customers can add a filter on their destination search. So that means that only Plus hotels will return when they do add that filter in their search. You get guaranteed promotions via Instagram, our newsletter, and magazine features. Because you're a Plus, you also do get special attention from your business development team. And finally, you do have access to this very pretty data-friendly Plus hotel dashboard, which is always great for you to have access to. And now, so we've talked about what it looks like on the hotel side, but now we want to tell you a bit more about why Plus members are referred to internally as the ideal guests. Well, basically, and as we've mentioned already earlier, they are the most loyal customers that we have, and they really are willing to spend more on room categories and on, as well as on F&B and wellness during their stay. So currently, we have about 27,000 members worldwide. So it continues to be a manageable amount. These members book hotel stays with Tablet and the Michelin Guide at least 3 times a year, with an ADR of $450, well, actually about $500, I should say. They are the top 1% highest income earners and frequent travelers as well, because they will travel 8 times more than the average US adults. They also live in metropolitan areas, primarily 55% in the US and 30% in Europe. And they do come from different professional backgrounds. So you'll find business owners, government officials, entrepreneurs, executives in finance, fashion, entertainment, etc. You get the drift. Many of them also are American Express cardholders from banks outside the US, since we do have a direct partnership with Amex for this target audience. So again, it's just really important for you to join the program because it is the audience that you really want to target. And I assure you that this will mean for your property a higher ADR, because you'll be attracting essentially these premium members. And now Nikki, back to you.
Yeah, it looks like before we move on, it looks like we have a question. Someone's raised a hand.
I think it's Julien.
Yes. If you want to unmute yourself.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I was typing on the chat, just didn't want to interrupt everybody. But if I may ask, just Marie-France, if the cardholders from Amex are booking, who's going to book, Amex or tablets?
So that's a great question. They will be able to book directly through tablets because of that Plus membership. So that means that the booking will come through tablets.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
A perk of their membership. So they get the Plus membership. Yeah. Okay, so the final pillar of optimizing your conversion rate is incredible hotel experience. So we know that includes the booking experience, from finding your hotel from our users finding your hotel on our site to making the booking and beyond. So we always want to make sure that we have updated content and policies, and everything is accurate with what our clients will receive when they're guests at your hotel. And we also know, as I said, that the incredible experience goes along with the booking. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can hear, but it's garbage day in my neighborhood, so I'm hearing the garbage trucks outside. So apologies.
Can't hear a thing. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
perfect. Okay.
yeah.
Seems very loud to me. So we want to just touch on what happens after our clients make a booking and how that kind of affects bookings for other users. So after a stay is booked through tablet or a Michelin guide, we send, and after the stay is completed, we send an email to the client requesting their feedback. Once your hotel has 3 or more reviews that have been published, you will get a review score, and this is out of 20. And the score is kind of based on the feedback, and it's a kind of a formula based on how the feedback is left. It's really an important part of the booking experience. As much as our clients trust our recommendations and our selection, they also trust their peer reviews. So we actually also recently updated our feedback form as a way to increase the number of reviews that we receive. So these reviews can be as accurate as possible, and so that we can have more user-generated feedback on your hotel's page. And of course, the higher your review score is, the more likely clients are to book your hotel. So really providing the best possible stay experience. We know you all are striving to do that anyway, but that is, obviously a way to increase your conversion to get more stays in the future. One good tip here is that members tend to reach out to our customer service team prior to publishing negative feedback to try to sort of resolve any issues. So be on the lookout for those in case you need to get involved with any misunderstandings or any issues that could negatively impact your reviews. Okay. So wrapping up and looking ahead, we just want to talk a little bit about kind of some news, what's next for us, what we have going on. So probably you have heard that we launched our Michelin Key program earlier this year. We have a team of inspectors that are kind of scouring our selection to find the most amazing properties that are worthy of our distinction. And these distinctions are in the form of this new award, the Michelin Key. So hotels are awarded either 1, 2, or 3 keys, and it really just kind of adds another level of recognition to these super exceptional properties. I just want to point out that the inspectors and the selection team that awards these keys are completely anonymous and completely separate from our team and the entire business side. It's very similar to how the STAR system works for restaurants. They don't publish their or make public their reviews or their kind of feedback, I guess you could say, for their stays. And it is, as I said, completely anonymous. So we don't have any feedback. We're not able to find out why some hotels get keys and why they don't. And we've just started rolling this out this year. We've just recently awarded keys in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, which is super exciting. And we are just really looking forward to seeing how this goes in the future. These awards will be annual, so there is always an opportunity to receive a key and to strive for that award. And then I also want to just point out also the keys are only visible on the Michelin Guide site. So it kind of goes along with what we talked about with branding. So the keys have to do with the Michelin brand, not as much the tablet brand. So they will only be visible when users are searching and booking through the Michelin Guide site. And here you can kind of see how that appears both on the site and the app. You can see the 3 keys for these 2 amazing hotels. All right. And then other items on the horizon. So we've talked really in kind of general terms about what you can do to work with us. But we also wanted to highlight some concrete, exciting things that are coming up that you can participate in. So Marie-France had mentioned that we run regular sales that we advertise through our newsletter and our homepage slideshows where hotels give us exclusive rates. Our next sale is coming up next week, beginning on October 21st. So if you are interested in joining that sale next week, let us know as soon as possible and we can get you in. We will also have more beginning in November. So if it's a little too soon, but you do want to join, you can also let us know and we can slot you in. We also will be sending a newsletter. We send a regular hotelier newsletter from our team that gives you kind of news and updates and what's happening with us. And the next one will include all of our upcoming sale dates and all of the details about our sales. So you can look forward to that if you're interested and want to know more about our sales. We also have our annual Travel Week event. This is coming up the week of December 9th, and it will be, we'll be sending save the dates soon, so you can learn a little bit more, put this in your calendar. It's basically our annual virtual summit where we bring together our hotel community to learn more about our business, give you larger trends and data from our data. And it's really a way to kind of engage our hotel partners, bring everyone together and talk about what's going on in the industry, what's going on with our business. We've done it 2 times. So this is our 3rd annual event this year. And it's really fun to plan, and we're just excited to share all new information for this year. So please join. As I said, save the dates will be coming soon. Okay. So I know that we've had a lot of information here in 41 minutes that we've covered. So we kind of just put together this checklist of all of the things that we've talked about to just kind of give you like, if you're wondering, like a little cheat sheet of how you can best optimize your listing. So of course, joining our Plus program, staying in parity, joining a sale, and providing us with an exclusive offer. These are all things you can kind of do if you're wondering how to get more bookings, how to convert better. You can always look at this cheat sheet and just make sure you're kind of touching off everything on our checklist. I think we had a question here. So the The question is, how long until we receive feedback from a mystery guest? So we don't make public feedback for the anonymous stays. So our selection team, as I said, they conduct their stays anonymously, and they do not share feedback from their stays.
Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah, and we're open. Yeah, no problem. And we're open to any other questions. We have some time if anyone has questions or
And if
anything.
Yes, exactly. And if not, and if you have further questions and that you're not thinking of right now, please feel free to email us. By now, you should all have an assigned account manager for your property. I will say, and this is something that Nikki has also said frequently, which I couldn't agree more with, is we really see the most results with properties for the ones that keep in touch with us. So we cannot emphasize that enough. Please be sure to email us for opportunities. It's really, really key.
Yes, absolutely. The ones that the hotels we interact with the most are generally the hotels that are performing the best. And we're also keeping, if we're interacting with you more, we're keeping you more top of mind. We just are knowing more about your hotel. Just in general, we're able to develop more strategies, sell your hotel better in general.
See, we have a follow-up question, right, from Monetiska. If I wanted to add our restaurant to Tablets and Michelin, is it the same process as when I join with our hotel? No and yes. So what I mean by that is that there is a specific email address that you can contact to make a suggestion for your restaurants. But again, we're completely separate from that process. And I imagine you will or not hear back from that alias that we can share with you. So my suggestion is, I presume your account manager is Teresa. Teresa will be able to provide you with that specific email address that you can reach out to for your restaurants. And then I think there's a question from Pedro. Oopla, sorry. When will the Michelin keys be revealed for Portugal? It's a great question. So we have reached the last key distinctions for the year, being 2024. New destinations will absolutely be covered next year. We don't have the exact timing yet, but you will know for sure as we approach that time. And I also am looking forward to the next key reveal in Portugal, because Portugal does have wonderful properties.
Yes, that's going to be great. And then there's a question, do hotels have to have a restaurant to feature their hotel on the Michelin hotel platform? No, definitely not. We have lots of hotels that we feature on Tablet and the Michelin Guide that I don't know if the question means have a restaurant in the Michelin Guide or just a restaurant in general, but either way, the answer is no. We have lots of hotels that don't have their restaurant in the guide, and then also hotels that don't have restaurants at all. So the criteria for hotels just has to do with hotels on their own. And yes, we did record this video, and we will be hosting the replay on the same site where you were registered for the call. So I will send out the replay link after the call. And we will also share, we have an abbreviated kind of PDF version of this presentation that we will share with you. So all this information is in one place, and you can refer back to it if you need to, with info about our Plus program and sales. And again, you can always, if you have further questions or want to know more about anything we covered today, you can always reach out to your business development manager and schedule an individual call, or just ask any questions you might have.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And thank you everyone for attending. It was really great to have all of you present, and see you next time.
Yes, thank you again.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.